measure? What's your poison? What's your pleasure? Oh, my city, she never sleeps. My city, she never weeps. My city, she keeps me alive. Give it up for my city, oh, oh. Give it up for my city, oh, oh. Give it up for my city, oh, oh, oh. Give it
What's the story, Raw fans? Tonight's topics on the Wrestle Story include
Braun, Lashley, explosions, and ambulances.
Street Profits on Raw.
And the club is back.
All that and more coming up. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the Wrestle Story, where we discuss all things wrestling, the legends of the past, the superstars of the present, and the trailblazers of the future. We stream every Monday after Raw, every Tuesday after SmackDown, every Wednesday after NXT, and after every pay-per-view, as well as having a few special streams with prediction shows and other news that may come up throughout the week.
Yeah, we just, over the weekend, we did our recap for AEW stuff, and so, Raw had to step it up, and you know what they did? They did.
This is the best Raw that I've seen since I started watching wrestling again.
I agree.
So
this was the best Raw.
Yes, definitely.
And all it took was Paul Heyman taking over. Why didn't we do this a long time ago?
I do not know.
Explain that to me, people. Why did we not do this a long time ago?
The thing they have to do is they have to keep it going now. They can't just, have the one-time good show and then, have it bomb.
No, they can't.
So,
they need to make sure that it is
to keep this going.
Still good. But then why couldn't they put Paul Heyman in charge a long time ago? That's what I want to know.
Don't know.
I don't either. Because this was a smart decision on Vince's part.
Yeah, definitely.
It was, and I'm really excited to see how SmackDown tomorrow plays out with Eric Bischoff in charge.
Well, then how quick they got things thrown together to, make some changes and make things more interesting and more entertaining.
Yeah. So, with that being said, we started off the show with a heck of a match. Okay. It wasn't because of the match itself. So I was like, great. Another Braun versus Lashley match. Awesome. This one is a false count anywhere. And I was like, great. Awesome. So,
Fall asleep type stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we've seen Braun versus Lashley so many times in so many different capacities. It was like, what? Okay.
It was getting old is what it was. I mean, it's the same stuff over and over again.
But the thing is, okay, first, we started the show off with the show, and then they, put up this, small little clip video thing of the Street Profits in the back, and they were everybody was You done messed up.
Yeah.
You just screwed up the biggest surprise of the night.
Yeah.
Like, the Street Profits being on Raw. Idiots. Whoever did that's getting fired. I can tell you that right now. So they ruined that at first. And then they made it all better because they had the Braun versus Lashley thing. And the match got started and, everybody was like, bleh. Braun, Lashley, bleh. And then we got started. And my gosh, I looked away for a split second because I was working on a thumbnail for our stream. And I looked away for a split second. And then you hear Corey Graves on commentary. He just yelled. And I looked up and there was boom, 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 boom. Things were exploding. And I was like,
yeah.
Dad. No, well, that wasn't actually my reaction. I jumped up out of the chair and threw it into the window.
Yeah.
Not literally threw the chair into the window. I just kind of pushed it back into the window. And I was like, dude, things are blowing up. What is happening?
Yeah, this wasn't a normal Raw.
I was like, things are blowing up. What is happening? What is happening here? And I didn't see what happened at first. I had to watch the replay, or I went through Twitter and I saw a video of what happened. Somebody filmed it. And I was like...
Well, first you sit there and go, is this part of the show, or is this
I wasn't sure
for real?
what was happening because things started blowing up and then
And the reaction
it
of
went
the announcers.
silent. They went silent.
Yeah, the announcers' reactions really
Corey Graves was
kind of threw everything off.
Corey Graves was like, holy shaving cream. And I was like, is this real?
Yeah.
Was that not supposed to happen? Well, then I saw the video and Braun Strowman ran into the screen, whatever you call it, Triton board. And I was like, man.
Yeah, it was great.
This was a way to open Raw.
Definitely.
It
Awesome.
got people talking. People were like, that was the best Braun versus Lashley match I've ever watched.
Yeah.
That was good. Because they, blew things up. And I was like, I didn't know if it was, real or part of the show or what was happening. Because, like I said, everybody went silent. And then there was, just dead air. Dead air for, a solid 5 minutes while people were flowing in from the back. They were, laying there. People came in with fire extinguishers and put stuff out. Braun and Lashley were, laying there in this pile of stuff. The cameras were, on them, but they were, really zoomed out. You couldn't really see what was happening, in there. People were, flooding in from different directions. Corey Graves got up from the announcer's desk. He went over to, check them out. And then, medical people came in, and they loaded them up on stretchers, and they took them to a medical facility.
Yeah, definitely, like I said, this is probably the best start to Raw since I started watching wrestling again. It was entertaining. It'll be interesting to see where they go with the storyline, see what they do and how they do it.
I'm thinking it's going to probably lead to what has been speculated to be a last man standing match at Extreme Rules between the two of them.
Possibly.
That is what has been reported. It's what has been speculated by a lot of people. Some people said that they've seen photos for it that have been leaked. So I'm thoroughly expecting it to lead to that. Because that would make most sense to me.
Yeah.
After what happened tonight.
Definitely.
Geez, just things exploded. And then the whole rest of the night where Braun went through the wall, it was just down.
Yeah, it was cool.
They left it as is. And, I mean, oh boy. That was a way to start the show.
Definitely.
It was crazy. So, we did that. Both guys got stretched out, and they were like, oh, well, we're going to leave medical updates as we get them for you guys through the rest of the show.
Yes.
So, we're sitting here waiting for those. So, then we get, hey, Export, what's up? Raw was good. I agree. I agree 100%. It was good.
Best Raw in a long time. It's the best Raw since I started watching wrestling again, so, and that's been, 6 months now?
Yeah, back at the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Right before the Royal Rumble. What did you think of the Braun thing? The Braun and Lashley, I'm going to blow people up thing. I'm going to blow people up thing. Braun and Lashley, we got blown up thing.
Yeah. They
weren't blowing people up. They got blown up themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I want to know what you thought about that, because I was like, just in shock. Like, like I said, I looked away for just a second, and then I didn't even see Braun go through the wall. Like, I had headphones in, and things just started, like, boom, 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 and I was like, what is happening?
Yeah.
What in the world is happening here? So, that was an excellent way to start. The people in the crowd, they were chanting, this is Heyman. And I thought it was so funny.
Yeah.
Like, it was good. That was an excellent way to start the show. So then we had the Viking Raiders versus New Day. I agree. That added to it 100%.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's what, when it happened, because of the way they've done Raw, I was like...
We didn't know if it was
I was like, is this for real, or is, like it was supposed to happen, but they're, like, seriously hurt, or if is this, like, you know, a
like,
part of the show?
Yeah. I was totally trying to figure it out. I was like, things are blowing up. That doesn't ever happen when people go through the walls.
No.
Stuff doesn't ever blow up.
No.
Ever.
I thought, you know, it was done well.
It was done really well. Really well. Like, everybody was talking about it for like a long time. And that's what they wanted that to happen.
Yeah.
They got people talking. That's what they were supposed to do.
Definitely.
And it worked. So then we had Viking Raiders versus New Day. This match ends in a disqualification after Joe ended up attacking Woods. Woohoo. Then we went to commercial break, and I was like, we're probably going to get a 6-man tag.
We needed our 6-man tag.
We had to have it somewhere in the show.
So that's not done yet.
Well, Kofi came out to help beforehand, and then it turned into the 6-man tag match.
Although I will say this kind of helps set up a storyline, or continue a storyline.
It does. I kind of think they're going to be headed with Viking Raiders versus New Day at Extreme Rules.
That one, that's
probably on the pre-show.
Possibly, yes.
Because that's what I'm thinking.
Yes.
Because that's where New Day and the Viking Raiders apparently deserve to go.
Well, depends.
Or they'll be put on the main card because of the Cruiserweight Championship.
Well, I was going to say, it could be that, you know, they're going to take a different route with the tag team division, too.
They might also be doing that.
Yeah.
But as it stands right now, I could very well see them being on the pre-show. So, match gets turned into New Day versus Joe and the Raiders. New Day versus Joe and the Raiders. Jeez, can't speak. And Joe and the Viking Raiders end up getting the win after Kofi passes out to the, I never say it right, clutch.
Yes.
Sleeper hold. Commercials during matches might be worse than the wild card rules, TBH. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it yet. I'm not in love with it, but I don't hate it either.
I don't know why they can't do things like soccer does, where advertisers pay and they have their, like, digitally
like their logo put in
their
the
logo
ring.
put in the over the ring or something like that, like they do on a soccer field or something like that. I think that they could do something like that to keep from having to have the commercials, or as many.
About commercials tonight, I felt like there weren't as many, and I didn't feel like they were as long. I don't know if that was just because the show was really good, or what.
Well, I mean, Raw has been bad, but I don't think it's been as bad as SmackDown. So we'll see what happens tomorrow night with SmackDown with commercials.
I just felt like there weren't as many commercials as there have been recently.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
I mean,
So, Joe and the Viking Raiders get the win. It was a good match. I didn't love that we went from tag match to 6-man tag match.
I didn't either.
I understand why we're doing it. We're setting something up here, but
I was going to say they could have probably done it different, but it works.
they probably could have, but it does work.
Consider New Day is the New Day.
There's 3 guys.
All 3 of them.
There are 3 guys, and there's not just 2. So you got to figure out how to get Kofi put back in there too, because right now, as it stands, like, they're focusing so much on the Kofi run. Kofi it's almost kind of like Kofi's out on his own because he doesn't have the New Day with him all the time.
He's going to lose the title soon.
I'm kind of thinking he's going to lose it to Joe at Extreme Rules.
That would not surprise me.
If not losing it to Joe at Extreme Rules, then he's probably going to lose it at SummerSlam.
Yes. I think it's going to happen soon.
Because I feel that they almost have to. because I think the Kofi thing is kind of losing its charm.
I think so. Especially if they start stepping up the game, like, overall. I don't think that Kofi will be...
At least the War Raiders didn't lose. That's funny. Yeah, I mean, at least they didn't. So that was good. I don't know. I just feel like I said, I think the Kofi charm is just kind of wearing off. Like, he had his moment at WrestleMania, and then it's been a fun couple of months, but it's getting to the point where it's like, all right, let's put the championship on somebody else for a bit, and then maybe it can go back to Kofi. Since Kofi has proven that he can be a champion. He can carry a division, you know?
Well, he can carry the division. Again, if they start stepping up their game with the overall product, I don't know that Kofi can be the champion and still be part of the New Day.
I agree with that. Because, like I said, right now, they're kind of drifting apart, in my opinion, because they're not using them together as much as they were. And so they have to throw together these 6-man tag matches in some way, shape, or form to get the three of them back together.
Yes.
Because the only time that they're in the ring together or they ever do anything together anymore is promos.
Yeah,
but even then, Kofi's cutting a lot of promos on his own now since Big E was out with an injury, and they played out the Kofi or the Woods getting attacked by Dolph thing.
Yeah.
So, you know, I think it is losing its charm, and they're going to need to have the title change hands for a bit.
Yes. So, I mean, already, we had a good match with Braun and Lashley.
Good
something
ending to that
different
match
than what we've seen.
Mm-hmm.
The Viking Raiders, who don't get much TV time.
They got TV time tonight.
TV.
So that was a plus.
So then
it was in a match where they actually had a viable threat.
Yeah.
That wasn't just some random dude off the street who's a twig who's obviously going to get beaten by the War Raiders in 2.2 seconds.
Yes. Definitely.
Which is good. It's really good for them.
So then we have Drake Maverick and his wife.
This was a good segment. I liked these segments.
Yeah.
I liked that his wife is real nice to get on board with this and be like, yeah, sure.
I know. Oh yeah, let's run with it. We'll go with this.
Sure. His wife is a wrestler too. She was in the Mae Young Classic a couple years ago.
I wonder what they'll do now. If they're really going on a honeymoon, like, are they going to have R Truth down in where'd they say they're going?
I have no idea.
The Bahamas, Jamaica, someplace like that.
Someplace warm.
Yeah.
A beach.
Every place is warm right now.
Because it's summer. Okay, someplace that's sunny and beachy.
Yeah.
That would not be here. But, yeah, I thought these segments were good. And I think it's real fun that his wife is like, sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Just have him at my wedding. It's whatever. Let's do it. So, his wife essentially tells him, it's either me or the 24/7 championship. You're not going to fight over both of us. It's not happening anymore. We're done here. We're going to go on our honeymoon, and we're going to be happy people. Me or the 24/7 championship. He says, well, it took him a second. He was kind of like, oh, this is a tough decision. And then his wife looked at him, and he was like, of course I choose you.
Yeah.
Of course. Why would I wouldn't choose it. I choose you. And then Truth walks by. Truth.
Yeah, Drake is definitely a good actor.
Hey Elijah, what's up? I love Drake. He's awesome. He's the best. Awesome. I loved him from the very start when they first started doing this. Before, I was like, okay, he's the GM of 205 Live. What is this twig doing? He can't even wrestle.
Yeah, but I mean, because of the way they're doing this, it's funny.
So
and it works.
It works. And I love the chemistry that both Drake and Truth have. It's so good. So good. So Truth walks by, and Maverick is just staring at him, and Truth is like, well. Look at what we have here. We have Drake Maverick and his wife, and apparently he's no longer coming after me, so I guess I'm safe.
Yeah.
And then people come running down the hallway, and of course,
he takes off.
They take off. He takes off, and Maverick is just staring into space like, he was right there.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
So close. So funny. So then we have an AJ and the Good Brothers promo, and they're essentially just talking about how AJ was this close last week, but they don't feel that AJ gave his all. They don't feel that
Well, I think
AJ
they felt he didn't have the right attitude.
He didn't have the right attitude going into it, and he didn't give it his all, and he could have squashed Ricochet in 2 minutes, but he chose not to. Why did you choose not to?
Yeah.
You could have had that championship, but you didn't. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Well, then we have the No Way Jose Conga line. I don't really know what the segment was, other than to just get the 24/7 championship out there. I don't know. I feel bad for Cesaro, because it was like Cesaro and No Way Jose were going to have a match. And then Truth comes out dancing. He's dancing in the end of No Way Jose's Conga line. He had a cat in the hat on. It was really funny. And he walks over, and Drake Maverick and his wife are sitting there in the crowd. And he walks over and he starts dancing with Maverick's wife. And she's having a good old time. And Maverick's just sitting there like, he's right there. There's a ref. I could hit him upside the head, I could pin him, and I could be the 24/7 championship and we could get out of here. But I chose my wife. So I can't. Truth then, lays down on the barricade, and Maverick was like, I'm gonna pin you. And then his wife just kind of gave him, the look. And he was like, I got it. I'm just gonna sit here.
Yeah.
And not pin Truth. And then people came down and chased Truth around the ring, and then they left.
Yeah.
Per usual. It's about how these segments go.
I thought it was decent.
I did too. I thought it was good.
Yeah.
The segments tonight were good. I thought they were really good. So then we have an interview with none other than the Street Profits. They are now officially on Raw.
And it makes me wonder what they're going to do with the tag titles.
I agree.
I mean, you can't do this with every NXT team that wins the title. Is have them win the title and then have them move up.
Yeah, what's the purpose? If you're gonna have them move up, then don't put the titles on them, or take the titles out. As if the NXT tag titles are cursed. War Raiders and now Street Profits. See, that's what I find a little odd, is the fact that War Raiders were the tag team champions when they came up, but they didn't really make any mention of it.
No.
But now that the Street Profits are up, they are making mention of it, and they had their titles with them, and War Raiders didn't. So I don't understand that.
I wonder if they'll defend in both places.
I maybe.
Where we start to get a little bit of a crossover with NXT.
That might be lovely. I would love that. That'd be great.
NXT, Raw, and SmackDown.
That'd be excellent. Most excellent. But I don't know. It almost makes you think that they're going to lose their titles at the next takeover, especially if they are truly being moved up to the main roster to stay, or if they are going to pull double duty and do both NXT and main roster, which isn't unheard of and it's not impossible. Maybe this is one off thing.
I don't know. I've said I think that they should, and then if somehow NXT was to able land a TV, able to land a TV.
I was like, what did you say? Able land TV.
Able to land a TV, network TV somehow somewhere. Then
it could help them too. I mean, it would make sense. But we said this again back a couple months ago when they brought the other guys up.
Yeah.
And then they put them back down.
Yeah.
Johnny Gargano is no longer on the main roster.
No.
Ciampa's out with an injury. And Ricochet's on the main roster. Aleister Black's on the main roster, but those two guys went back down.
Yeah.
Why is that?
I don't know.
Nobody knows. So, Street Profits are on Raw. I thought this was maybe a little underwhelming of a way to introduce them. I know they kind of already spoiled it with their little clip.
Well, I think with them being
snippet
NXT
at the beginning.
champions, it's a little hard to have them come up and do something.
I agree. They are really good on the
So,
mic, though.
that's, the way they did it.
They were really good on the mic, and I think that, it was a good place for them, but I think it was just a little underwhelming to have them come up in an interview.
Yeah.
I thought that they might get them involved in the War Raiders New Day tag team match, but they didn't because that went on, before them.
Yeah.
So I thought that was a little interesting. So we had that, and that was cool. Then we had a Miz interview, and he talked about Shane and Elias.
Yes.
That's all I wrote down there because it was about Shane and Elias.
I think he's going to be the one that destroys Shane.
I hope so.
I think at SummerSlam you'll see him destroy Shane.
I'm thinking that Undertaker and Roman I don't know. They might destroy Drew at Extreme Rules.
This is why
Oh, you know what I could very well see happening? With what happened tonight, which we're going to talk about in just a minute, I could very well see Drew versus The Undertaker at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Because I think that makes a lot of sense with what happened tonight.
Yeah, that wouldn't shock me.
Because then it gets Taker a big SummerSlam match, which he has every year.
Yeah.
So,
Definitely.
I think it makes sense.
Yeah. He needs to pass the torch on to somebody. Like, that type of character.
It's just a matter of who.
I
There are a
don't know.
couple that he could hand it off to.
Yeah.
Alistair. Bray.
I don't think you can give it to Bray. Bray's too off the
Alistair?
wall with his stuff.
Alistair. That's about it.
Yeah, he might be the only one that could kind of take over that type of character. Not necessarily, coming out with the dark music and the lights coming off and things like that, but doing the dark side type thing.
Yeah. I could very well see him doing that. But I agree. I think they do need somebody.
And not that Undertaker needs to quit. I just think
No.
that he's coming to the end, so I think it'd be
Yeah,
cool
and that's
if
what a
he-
lot of people have said on Twitter. They were like, well,
he-
we can't always rely on The Undertaker
Yeah.
because he's not going to be there.
If they could find someone to kind of take his spot with a similar gimmick, then I think it'd be good to help out everything in general.
Yeah, and then you don't have to rely on The Undertaker as much because he's not always going to be there. He's not
Yeah.
going to be. He's not going to be wrestling until
Definitely.
he's 70 years old. I mean, he's already like what 50 something.
Yeah.
50. He's in his 50s.
So then we have
So it's not like he's getting any younger.
yeah.
So
Then we have the Drew and Shane.
I totally was out of the room while Shane and Drew were talking. Like, I didn't care because it was a lot of Drew and Shane nonsense.
Well, it was, but I think it was a good. Again, it wasn't like the normal stuff. I mean, even his "I'm the best in the world" thing didn't take forever, and they didn't have him. He wasn't.
No, they
this
also had a
all-
different announcer.
But he wasn't this all like. I mean, he made the guy do it, but it wasn't like the all. I don't know. You just got a different vibe in the way it was done.
I watched the beginning of it, and then I left because I had to use the bathroom, and then I came back, and Shane was still talking for a couple minutes, and then I left the room again to go do something else.
Yeah.
And then I came back, and Shane was done talking, and he was like, Drew was in the middle of talking, and they were like standing in the ring or whatever, and essentially they talked about wanting to end the Undertaker and how at Extreme Rules they will do just that. Then the room goes dark, and I was like, please, lightning, please. Well, pyro and stuff. They've started that up again.
Yeah.
Awesome. And so, I was like, lightning. Do the lightning. And they did. They did the lightning strike. And then the bells hit. Dong!
Yeah.
And then Taker comes out. Shane and Drew end up leaving the ring. And then Taker cuts this long promo, which it was a good promo.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, it was a good promo. They gave him time to do it, and it was good. So he says, Roman never asked for my help, first off. He goes on to say, if you need answers to why, let me explain. I'm here to collect your souls. Shane, I had respect for you after we had our Hell in a Cell match, and you went through one heck of a beating. But I no longer have respect for you, with you calling yourself the best in the world. Pfft, whatever. He then says, you might be the best in the world, best in this world, but where I'm going to send you, you won't be. And then he says, you two will never rest in peace. And then he does his, little thing with his eyes where they roll in the back of his head, and I can't do that, and his long tongue and his thumb.
Yeah, I thought, again,
It was
overall,
a good promo.
I thought, people complain about, the Undertaker walking out so slow and then walking back so slow and all this stuff. It's his gimmick. I mean, that's what he does. It's part of his character. And so, when I see people complain about things like that.
Taker's promos are always better in the dark. I agree.
Definitely.
Because when it's light out, it's just weird.
Yeah.
It's just weird. It
It
doesn't
is.
feel like The Undertaker. And, they need to give him time to cut his promos, and they did tonight.
it
When
adds-
they did the Goldberg
the
promo,
thing is, it adds to the
they did
character.
it at the end of the show, and it was horrible. It was, not good.
That's what I'm saying is with him, it takes time. His character is not going to be, super fast at anything. His promos are good, but you have to give him time to do it.
Yeah. I agree. That's an accurate statement. So then, after that, we have a Lacey and Corbin promo backstage. They're talking about how they're going to beat up Becky and Seth.
As much as you hate them, this promo is good.
It was good.
I mean...
Not going to deny that. It was a good promo. I hate Baron Corbin. I hate him talking
yes,
so
we
much.
know.
But it was a good promo.
Yeah.
I thought Lacey did a good job. Waiting on the day Shane gets Claymore. Me too. Me too, export. I don't know when that's going to happen, because if well, maybe it happens after Extreme Rules if they lose and it's Drew's fault. Drew gets pinned.
What if Drew feels that, or Shane?
Oh, well, I guess that would be Shane turning on him.
Shane
turning on him, but then...
What if Shane fears the Undertaker and turns on Drew and then gets Claymore?
Possible. It's possible. There are a lot of different ways this could go. I think Extreme Rules ends with Shane and Drew getting beat, and then possibly they turn on each other. But then the pay-per-view after that we have is SummerSlam. But it would make sense for Miz to finish Shane.
No, Shane has to beat the Undertaker.
He has to beat him?
Yes.
Why?
Because if they're going to have Miz, if they're going to build this up with Miz, I created this monster, I need to bury this monster. If they're going to do that storyline, then Shane has to beat the Undertaker.
Why?
Because it doesn't make sense. If you have him lose to
Taker
the Undertaker,
beat Shane, didn't he? At WrestleMania 32? He did, didn't he? Yeah, he did.
I'm just saying that right now, with the gimmick they're going
We're going to look it up again.
he has to win, because I think it makes the storyline that much more interesting if they have Shane beat the Undertaker.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then have
Taker...
the Miz will bury him at SummerSlam to finish,
What he started.
to end the greatest in the world.
What? It's the best in the world. Jeez, get it
Best in
right.
the world, greatest in the world, whatever you want to say.
Yeah,
God.
Undertaker did beat him at WrestleMania 32. So, I mean, I guess it makes sense for him to get beaten. If we're looking at... They were... it makes sense. I guess. But I would love to see him get beaten at Extreme Rules.
Yeah.
But I'm going to make the right predictions because I have a belt on the line. And so, I'm going to go with the things that are logical.
Good. You do that.
But
All right.
I'm not picking Lacey and Corbin. I can tell you that right now. Spoiler alert.
So then we have Lacey versus...
Oh, speaking of that, real quick, their match got changed from just a regular match to Extreme Rules, so now anything goes. So now we can see Becky beat up Corbin. We can see Seth beat up Lacey. Oh, it'll be great.
Yeah.
That's what that means.
Okay.
It's going to be so exciting.
Uh-huh.
I can't wait.
Yeah. So then we have Lacey and Natalya versus Natalya.
Lacey, what?
Lacey versus Natalya.
You said Lacey and Natalya versus Natalya.
No, I said... I
No,
started
that
to
is
say
not what you
Lacey
said.
versus Natalya, and then you were, talking still, so I had to fix it.
No, you didn't. You literally
So
just said
Lacey versus
Lacey
Natalya.
and Natalya versus Natalya. That is not what just happened. Lacey versus Natalya. That's what he's trying to say.
Yeah.
So Lacey gets the win after Corbin distracts Natalya, and she gets hit with the right punch. I hate her finishing move.
Good match.
It was a decent
Good match.
Yeah.
Excellent. Where they're going with this. Awesome. Good match.
Yeah.
Sorry you hate her, but that was a good match.
It was a good match. It was better than the first one they had.
It tells a story. It adds to what's going on.
What story?
The story of how her and Corbin are teaming up, and they're going to work as a team together.
Okay, I was going to say,
Extreme
because if we're
Rules.
talking about a story with Natalya, it does nothing with
No,
that.
it's not that story. I told you don't have to wrestle the people you're going to be wrestling against to tell
No,
a
and
story.
I get that, but I was
This
trying to figure
tells
out
a
what you were talking
story.
about a story for, and I get it. Yeah, Corbin's going to help Lacey.
That's what I'm
Lacey's
telling
going to
you.
help Corbin. That's the way it's going to go. I know that's the way it's going to go.
They're gonna
I'm not
say,
stupid.
Well, they're going to say that we work together as a team, and this is how we do it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's part of,
And then their
this is
downfall.
part of why Raw
Then
was better
they
tonight.
will be down. Then they will get the downfall of a lifetime when they fight.
I'm going to tell you why it's not going to happen here in just a little bit.
Okay, whatever. Explain to me some more.
Well, in a little bit.
But yeah, Lacey gets the win, and then it was a better match than the first match they had. She didn't, crush Natalya's ribs.
really didn't pay attention to it. I thought it was solid the way they did it.
What happens if Lacey and Corbin win? Life as we know it ends.
They're going to win.
Yeah, we'll see about that. Whatever.
I'm just telling you they're going to win.
Oh, well, that's going to be an exciting champion.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't care.
They won't keep it for very long, but they're going to win.
Well, okay. Then they lose it the next night on Raw. That's the
Whatever,
only way
right?
I'm okay with this, is if they lose it the next night on Raw.
Well, whatever. But
Because
they're gonna
Lacey
win.
and Corbin as champions is like death.
They're going to win, and I'm going to tell you why here in just a little bit.
Okay, fine. You should just tell me why right now. But you're not going to. So, we get a Ricochet and Good Brothers promo next. There were a lot of Ricochet and AJ
Yeah, basically
promos.
they come over and like challenged, like told him.
They're like, you know what you should
AJ
do?
would've
Next
took him
time you
out
fight
and-
AJ, you should put your title on the line.
Yeah.
Because he'll probably beat you. And he was like, well, you know what? I'm going to. Losers.
Yeah, that's pretty much what happened there.
And then the Good Brothers and AJ have a promo. And he goes over and he's like, well, he said next time he fights you, he'll put the title on the line. So, you got that going for you right now. And he's like, well, cool. I'm going to go over. Well, they were like, you need to get an attitude change. You need to... What happened to the old AJ? They used to just slap people in the face when they looked at him sideways.
Yeah.
And he was like, I don't know. And then he walked over to Ricochet and was like, I want a championship match. Ricochet was like, fine. You'll get your shot tonight. And then AJ slapped Ricochet. Ooh, this is a heck of a slap. AJ slapped Ricochet and it was like, right on the side of the face. It was good. And then Ricochet slapped AJ.
Yes.
And AJ comes back with, he was like,
How you doing, James?
this is going to be good.
Yes.
And then he walked off. It was good. It was a good promo.
Yes.
Hey, James, what's
Definitely
up?
a good promo.
So, quick question. Did you watch Raw? If you didn't, well, you should have, because it was good. And, what did you think of the beginning? With Braun and Lashley and explosions and ambulances. Let me know. Okay, anyways, continue on.
Raw was really good. Definitely really, it was really good. So then we have Miz versus Elias on a 2 out of 3 fall match. You knew that they were gonna like do this back and forth thing with this.
Yeah, so,
I think it would have been better. This is the only one.
brutal.
Definitely brutal.
It was
I think
brutal.
that they could have made this better if they're gonna try and make Miz as the one that's gonna bury Shane and end Shane's run as,
Shane?
best in the world.
Or just end his run entirely.
They should have
That'd be
had
nice.
Miz like win the first fall really fast and then turn around and win
Well,
the
they
second fall really
did.
fast.
Oh, well, he won the first fall really fast.
Yeah,
but he didn't
and
win the
I
second
thought they
fall
were
really
going to do it with him winning the second fall really fast. Just
I did too. I thought he was gonna like pin
Like-
Elias and then like stand up and then like pin Elias again.
yeah,
That's what I thought he was gonna do, but he didn't. So Miz gets the first fall, Elias gets one fall, and then Miz gets the second fall to win the match.
yeah. I mean, again, the only complaint
Decent match.
only complaint I have about this is yes, Heyman has begun.
It's
Definitely,
good.
I think that, and I was shocked because I didn't think that they would start doing stuff till after Extreme Rules. I thought they would kind of carry out with what they've got
I didn't
going
really know
on.
when they were gonna start it.
Well, they could have started to create some things towards building towards SummerSlam, I thought. But since they have so many things going on with going into Extreme Rules and things already set up, now, I said it could change at any time, but I thought that they would wait to do drastic changes after Extreme Rules, or at least build up to that slowly.
Yeah.
And then after Extreme Rules, like everything would be changed in how things were being done. But I thought,
Tonight was really good. I'm really
Yes.
excited to see how tomorrow goes with
Yes.
Eric Bischoff.
definitely.
I'm kind of shocked that they didn't really make any mention of them being like new executive people.
It's probably like not a huge thing that they're really loves the Becky and Sims. Yeah. Well, I got bad news for you, and I'm going to tell you why here shortly.
Shush. Stop. We don't like bad news. He's going to tell us that Becky and Seth are not going to win at Extreme Rules.
I legit forget Elias is a SmackDown guy.
He doesn't do anything anymore.
No.
He used to be a big deal on Raw. I liked when he was
Yeah.
on Raw better. He did concerts first that got interrupted every week.
Yeah.
Every week.
He loves the Becky and Self segment.
I thought it was a good segment. Oh, that's funny. So next we have the Becky and Seth interview. I'm using this Google voice. Yeah, it's kind
We
of...
can tell.
It's kind of... it's not good. So Becky and Seth interview, and they're, like, talking about...
Those voice things never get anything right.
No, they got asked. Charlie asked, she was like, so Seth, did you go into this... I don't even remember what the word was. What was the word? Did you go into this, being too, gosh, what's the word?
Hey, Shane.
Yo, what's up? How's it going?
Now my Siri thought I was talking to it. Great.
Oh, hello. How's it going? Welcome to the chat. What's up? Well, okay, first question. What do you think of Raw overall? We thought it was really good.
Yes.
Like, extremely good.
Yeah, I thought it was good.
Anthony, you're here too? Well, what's up? All the people are coming out of the woodworks.
Yes. It's because they were probably passed out from Raw and how good it was. They were in shock at the changes already.
Thumbs up. Yeah, it was really good. So, I don't even know what the word is for this. That I was going to use.
I don't know
for
where
the
you're
segment.
going.
They were like, Seth, did you, okay, go in over your head.
Definitely an A+.
Did you go in over your head, when you told them that, did you go in over your head when you told them that you would defend both your championships? And he was like, no. And then Becky was like, no.
Yeah.
And people on Twitter were like, didn't know Becky could beatbox, but cool, she can.
Yeah.
It was really funny. I thought it was funny. The way they just kind of bounce off each other. I know people are like, oh, I hate this. Honestly, I don't mind it. Because they bounce off. Becky and Seth look like they don't enjoy that angle.
I think it would be awkward if you are dating. You just, like, recently announced to everybody that you started dating. Okay, or, your dating got out there, however, with people taking pictures of you and posting it on Twitter or whatever. I think it would be awkward going to your job and trying to have the relationship go on in your job also.
Well, what I find interesting is, Seth recently has done a couple interviews, and he's been asked questions about it, and he's like, well, they wouldn't do anything if we weren't comfortable with it, and we weren't okay with doing it. And so that makes me think that they're fine with it, and they don't really have an issue with it, and they're fine.
Oh, I don't think they have an issue with it. I don't think they would sign off on what they're doing if they had an issue with it. I just think it would be
impulsive. That's the word. Impulsive. Oh my gosh, Seth, you don't think your decision was impulsive?
Yeah.
And Becky was like, Seth, impulsive? Never. That's the word. Geez, thanks, Elijah.
Yeah.
Walking, talking dictionary. I don't know words.
But as far as a relationship, I think it would be hard to do as boyfriend girlfriend.
Yeah.
Especially like a new or recent
thing.
like dating type situation.
Yeah. I agree with you. I think that makes a lot of sense.
Now you have your personal life, and now you're going to carry this over into your job too, and try and carry out a storyline in your job.
Awkward.
Yeah, definitely awkward.
Yeah, well, I mean, I understand that, but I think as time goes on, just because it is a new thing. I mean, they haven't really done segments together.
I think they'll get more comfortable with it.
And I think they'll be fine.
No, I don't. I'm going to tell you why here in just a minute.
Okay, fine, because you're going to say that they're going to, turn on each other.
I'm going to tell you what's going to happen.
Okay. Becky and Seth work well together.
Yes.
That's what I said. I felt like this segment tonight kind of showed that, in my opinion. I thought it was a good segment, going back and forth. I felt like it was very, funny or hilarious. And I thought it was good. I liked it. I thought it was
decent.
So then Maria comes up. Maria, who we haven't seen on Raw in several months from 205 Live, she comes up, and Mike and Elias, they both come up, and they're like, well, we're going to challenge you. We want to challenge you to a match, because Because why not? So we get a mixed tag team match next. And, boy, things got weird.
Yes.
Very weird.
They did.
Very weird.
First, I gave an update on Strowman.
Oh, yeah, they did. They said, don't have confirmation on this yet, but Strowman may have a ruptured spleen.
Yeah.
So.
And then things got weird.
So, we have this mixed tag match, and Maria, well, the match is going fine, because it's like...
First off, you see they put on people that we haven't seen in a while. Maria and Mike.
Yeah, because 205 Live. Okay, so Mike and Maria, they, like, quit 205 Live last week. And so, they are now on Raw?
Yeah.
Maria Kanellis is a champ
Definitely.
on the mic. I agree. She did really well.
Definitely.
Like, really well. Continue on.
Okay. Now go ahead.
What?
Go ahead. You can tell what happens here.
I wanted Lashley and Strowman finishing it in the hospital. Yeah, that's what I said. I said I wouldn't be shocked if this ended with them in the hospital. Like, the match isn't over.
What they're going to do next week is show them in the same room in the hospital together, and then they're going to go at it.
They'll be like, we've had a week to recover.
That's right.
And we're all good now, and I'm going to beat you up. And this is why we're going to have a last man standing match at...
James, you're not going to be happy with what I'm going to say here in just a minute.
So, Maria, like, the match gets started, and we have Mike and Seth, and they're in the ring, and they're wrestling. And then we have Maria, who Seth, like, tags in. You know what I mean? Like, he picked up Mike's hand, and then was like, and tagged in Maria. And so she gets in the ring. Mike and Maria were drafted on Raw. Good to know. So then she gets tagged in, and she, like, gets out of the ring. She goes and grabs the microphone, and Becky goes after her. And then she gets on the mic, and she's like, don't touch me, don't touch me, don't touch me, don't touch me. I'm pregnant. And then we're all like, what? And Becky was like, for reals? For reals, for reals? Or are you just messing with me so you don't get punched in the face? She was like, I'm gonna punch you. I'm gonna punch you.
No, it's just the water.
She's like, I'm gonna punch you. Are you serious? She's like, yes, I'm serious. And then you have Mike, who's on the apron. He's like, seriously? And I was like, what? And so then Mike can't believe it. And then Becky gets back in the ring, and she ends up pinning, or well, not pinning. She put Mike in the disarm her, or disarm him, I guess. And he tapped out.
Yes.
And then they won the match.
Yes.
And then Maria chews out Mike and leaves.
What else did she say?
She said that he's less of a man than Becky, and that she wishes that Becky... Wait, how did she word this? That she said that Becky is more of a man than he is, and she would rather have Becky impregnate her.
What else did she say before that?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Blue Chew tweeted that could help him.
This segment was cringe.
What did she say, like, when before he got back in the ring?
I don't know.
She said, "You're not man enough to get me pregnant."
Oh. Yeah, she said that.
So, where are they going with this?
I don't know. Places we probably shouldn't be going.
Who's she gonna accuse?
Seth?
Ding, 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 ding.
Oh. This could be... Oh, boy. Got it. This could be fun. Not really. Yeah, I don't see this ending well.
That's why I said the titles are going to be lost at Extreme Rules.
Because they're not going to be able to coexist. Yeah.
I just think that's where they're headed with this.
Oh, that's a possibility.
And I think it's going to mess up the Extreme Rules match. And it's gonna. But I think what's gonna happen is after Extreme Rules, and I think what's gonna happen is that she's looking to cost them the titles for whatever reason, and that they will lose the titles.
Triangle.
They will lose the
Man, why are we gonna mess this up?
They will lose the titles.
Don't mess this up, people. I totally just ran over your
And then she's gonna
toe.
go. I just made that up. Everything I said about Seth, being the father and things is all made up. And you lost the title.
Oh, then Becky's gonna be going after Maria. Yeah.
I'm sorry, James. I didn't mean to make you angry.
That
I just see that story. Think what Paul Heyman would think.
I could very well see that playing out. It'd be a story. That'd be something to watch, and people'd be going, huh? I mean, people tonight were already like, this was kind of cringe.
Yeah, we already saw that.
But it was, yeah. People were like, well, this was cringe. Put her through a table. Yeah, sure. Why not? Why not? Let's do that.
I could see it happening.
I could see that happening too. I could very well see that happening. I hope it doesn't happen because they need to just retain their titles and be normal people. But I could see that happening with Paul Heyman sticking his nose in business.
Sticking his nose in business, it's him making a
It's
storyline.
him making a storyline.
It's extreme. There you are, see?
Oh, yeah.
People wanted a change. It's coming.
Well, I wonder how many people thought that.
That's exactly what I thought when she said. I heard, listening. She said, you listen.
If that happens
she
in
goes,
Goodbye WWE, I'm done.
She goes, you're not man enough to get me pregnant.
Yeah, I could see them going in that route. Like I said, it'd be a storyline.
Yes.
Yeah. Darn it, if they don't go that route.
Why did she pick Seth and why did she choose to come out to Seth
that's
and
what I'm trying
Becky
to figure out.
for this?
Exactly. Why did they just show up out of the blue?
Yes, definitely.
Why did they show up out of the blue for no apparent reason? Why are they getting a big push like this? That makes a lot of sense. And then they win their titles back, and then Mike and Maria go after them, and then Becky
I don't know.
and Seth,
I think they're going to do something with it. I think that's somehow, some way they're going to do that in with the storyline.
I think they will end Bennett's Power of Love gimmick. I feel like he needs to end it. He needs to do something different. Because I don't think that's working for him. It could work for Maria all they want, but I don't think it works for him.
No. Definitely not.
No. Why are you blaming me?
James.
Don't blame me.
James, if you blame us...
That's not my idea. Blame him.
Then, if you blame me, then you need to tell WWE to put me on their payroll because, I had the idea. And
Maria Kanellis has come a long way since her days as an interviewer. Yeah. It's awful.
It might be awful, but I'm telling you.
Don't come after me, James.
Why else would you do this?
You can go after him, but not me. This was not my idea.
Did anybody else pick up on her comments of that?
Did anybody else think that? You should... Never mind. You don't have that many people on Twitter.
When she said it, that was the first thing I thought was, they're going to make this... They're going to make it... She's going to blame Seth as being the one that got her pregnant.
She's going to say that Seth cheated on Becky.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the easiest way to say that.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh boy, that would be fun though. And then we... Just imagine that, could we get Becky versus Seth matches out of that? If we do, intergender stuff? That could be fun. Becky would whoop him up and down. It would be amazing.
He could never go out in public again if they did that, though. Their dating would be over.
Oh, yeah, that would, ruin
He
it.
couldn't go out with her.
That would ruin it.
Because everybody would be like, oh, look, oh, he got beat up.
He got beat up by his girlfriend.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that would be the end of their relationship. That'd be
put Seth through a table.
Paul Heyman and his storylines would be the reason they break up. It'd be like, this is just weird now.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel that they're going that some way with that.
Yeah, I feel
up here.
I can't blame a true Becky fan. Thank you. That would not be him. That would be me. So if this happens, we're blaming you, not me.
Sounds
I
good.
will say I agreed with the idea in the fact that it could very well happen because it could make sense, but it's not my idea, so I'm not taking credit for it. If it does happen,
Just think of what Paul Heyman would think.
Paul Heyman has a weird mind.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, he tried to blow people up tonight.
Think of what Paul Heyman would think. We did a movie.
Oh boy, yeah, no, I could totally. That's weird. I didn't think about that.
I could be the host and get Seth and Becky on and Maria Kanellis and.
Oh boy. So then we get a moment of bliss with Nikki Cross, and before this segment gets underway and gets started, we have Carmella who comes out and she says, "Tonight, Nikki, this is your moment of bliss. So why?
I think it's funny.
So why did you?" Let's not say that anymore because who knows who's listening.
Yes, because I'm sure that Paul Heyman is in our little stream here watching and going, "Hey, that's a good idea. Let me go with that."
No, but I bet if you tweet him.
If he goes with it, then I'm going to be suing somebody because I came up with the idea.
So we have a moment of bliss with Nikki Cross. Carmella comes out and says, "You know what, Nikki? Tonight, this is your moment of bliss. So why did you pin Bayley, but Alexa's getting the title match?" Does that make any sense to you? She's just using you. Just figure it out. And Alexa says, "You know what? You are just Truth's sidekick now." And then she does her little song and she's like, "Sidekick. Ha 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 ha." It's funny. I'm lucky I spelled that right.
Yes.
Because spelling things on here has not gone well before.
No.
I tried to spell stupid once. I looked stupid.
Yeah.
I transposed my letters. Now I blame this on dyslexia because I am dyslexic. So
Yes.
when I spell things wrong, I just blame it on that.
Yeah. That's what I do too.
And you don't even
And I
have
don't have
dyslexia.
It's my dyslexia kicking in.
That's funny. I love
come on,
Carmella.
she
She
deserves
deserves better.
You know what, James? I think that based on what we saw tonight, you may see some changes.
Yeah.
I mean, you didn't see her with Truth,
No.
so I think there could be
Carmella and Truth are money. I agree.
They're definitely money.
They are. They truly are.
I think they work well together.
They really do. That pairing, whoever did that was a smart man.
If they go with this intergender thing where then I could see them.
Take the belt off
Yeah.
of Truth when he gets it back from Maverick.
Yeah.
Whenever that is.
After his honeymoon.
Yeah. So, Mella then says, "Why don't I kick you upside the head right now?" And then that leads into a match between the two of them. So we get Mella versus Alexa, and this match was a total of 2.2 seconds. Carmella got the win. She pinned Alexa, and it was over. Then we got a commercial break, and we come back, and of course we gotta have another match. Carmella's gotta wrestle twice. What? Twice? I can't believe it. And she wrestles Nikki.
This is all setting up the split between them.
Oh, 100%. Because
Between
after the
Alexa
match,
and,
after Nikki got the win, Nikki's music played for a minute. Alexa stood in front of her the whole time.
Yeah.
It was like, yeah, woohoo, party. I won, but you didn't win. And then Alexa's music started playing instead of Nikki's.
Yes.
And it's 100% happening. Extreme Rules.
Yeah, I agree.
They're going to probably have a match at SummerSlam.
Yes.
If they're going to do it.
Yeah.
They're going to have a big match at SummerSlam.
Yes.
And Nikki's going to win.
Yes. I don't understand the booking this one. R Truth, yeah. Probably.
Oh.
If he figures out where they went,
Yeah,
he probably still thinks Carmella's the one that got married.
probably. I don't understand the booking.
The booking on
this one.
I think the whole idea is, I'm hoping, since Paul Heyman is listening to me and watching this stream, I'm hoping that what the plan is to have Nikki Cross go into the Bray Wyatt.
I hope so. He should listen to the fans. Everybody, in this chat right now should just tweet Paul Heyman.
Yeah.
After we're done, of course.
Tweet
Paul Heyman and be like, Nikki Cross needs to, at Paul Heyman, Heyman Hustle, put Nikki Cross.
Yeah, so I'm hoping
Wyatt.
what we get is this this different Nikki that we've seen, not the crazy Nikki that we had seen before. And we get this Nikki that's, all happy and everything and excited about everything, and
Bray
definitely
should show up soon. I'm thinking he returns at Extreme Rules. Now, in what match? I don't know. But the thing is, I'm trying to figure this out because somebody talked about this today on Twitter. They were like, well, with the Becky, Seth, Lacey, Corbin match on the show, because they just had Extreme Rules to it, and it's for both championships, so it makes sense to end the show. But then where do we put Bray Wyatt in? Because it's making sense that he shows up at Extreme Rules to take somebody down.
Yeah.
Is it going to be Kofi? Is it going to be Seth? And he's, he costs them the match? Or what?
Here's what I hope they do. I hope they have Bray Wyatt. You don't see him at Extreme Rules, but someone big gets laid out at Extreme Rules. But we don't know what it is. I'll leave Becky out of the intergender. I'm hoping that we see that someone's laying backstage and we find out that it, the next night on Raw, that it was Bray Wyatt as he shows up there.
He's having a big match at SummerSlam. I don't know who with, but he's having a big match at SummerSlam with somebody.
Yes. And I'm hoping this is what leads up to it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hoping. We'll see what happens. So then, what are we up to?
Nikki and Alexa backstage.
Yes.
And essentially all this was they got interviewed, and Nikki was like, well, what do you think of, the interview person, Sarah, what's her face? She was like, well, what do you think of Carmella saying that you should get the spot instead of Alexa? And Alexa was like, no comment. And then they walked off, and she was like, Nikki was kind of like, what is your deal? And then they just walked off together. Mercy showed up during the Miz walk. Yeah, I did see that. I like all the different puppets showing up in the background.
Yeah.
Because it's that, makes me think of that, we are shifting into your world because we no longer have the Firefly Funhouse, but we're going to shift into your world, and we're going to take over, and we are going to rip you to shreds.
Yeah.
That's what it makes me think.
It's what they're doing with him is pretty cool. I
It
think.
is. It was a good idea, whoever came up with it.
Definitely.
So then we have Drake Maverick and R Truth segment one last time. Maverick and his wife, they're walking out. They're like, all right, we're going on our honeymoon now without the 24/7 championship. His wife walks out of the building, and he's standing there. People run around the corner, and EC3 is like, oh, hey, Maverick! And then he, keeps running. They, all just run in a line. They think they're chasing Truth, but they're not. Truth is standing around the corner where Maverick is. Truth starts to walk out, and, hey, I like Sarah. She's a great interviewer.
What's her last name?
Schreiber?
Hold on, I'm asking James.
Oh. I didn't say that.
Since you said Sarah, what's her face, or whatever
Sarah,
was you
what's
said.
her face? I don't remember. The puppets is a sign. He's coming.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm. So, Truth, walks around the corner, and it, sees Maverick, and he's like, Truth, I'm not going to pin you. I'm not going to pin you. I don't have a ref. My wife said I can't. He's like, oh, okay. He starts to walk off. He has a suitcase with him. Maverick does. He hits Truth upside the head with the suitcase.
I think that was an unprotected suitcase shot there.
Shots fired!
Oh, James knows it, see?
There's a B in it. I think there's a silent B in it, so no, that's not.
Close enough.
Sorry. It's close enough.
He probably looked it up. And he's going to tell us no, he didn't. No, we can't question it because we aren't there with him.
So he gets hit upside the head with an unprotected suitcase shot. Can't believe they did this. I'm so shocked that people weren't complaining about this too. He gets, hit upside the head, and then he's laying there, and he's like, ref, come here, and he pins him. His wife walks back in, and he's like, we're doing a honeymoon?
Protection is key.
24/7. And then they walked out. So he's now the 24/7 championship once again. 24/7 championship.
Yes.
24/7 champion once again.
Definitely.
Wow, it's getting late. I'm getting tired. I don't know what I'm saying anymore.
Yeah.
So then we have the main event. Once again, second week in a row, Ricochet is main eventing Raw.
Yes.
This is good.
Yes.
This is good.
Yes.
This is good.
Yes.
He has proven he can be a main eventer.
He kind of messed up his interview, though. One of his interviews tonight.
He did.
He kind of tripped over his words.
That's okay. I didn't really notice it.
I did.
Because,
Yeah.
you pay attention.
Yeah.
I mean, I generally pay attention too. I didn't really notice it.
Overall, I thought this was a good match. Thought that the way they did it was good.
Yeah, so AJ wins the title at first, but I was like, what? Why'd you take the belt off of him? And then I realized that there was like 10 minutes of the show left, and I was like, something's going to happen.
I thought for sure when that ref came out and they reversed the decision that I thought Ricochet would end up getting the win. Easily. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Every match has to restart after the commercial, though. Yeah. I was like, oh, man. I can't believe they took the championship off of him that early.
Yeah.
Like, he's been champion for like 2 weeks. Seemed less scripted, more bullet points tonight. Yeah.
Yeah,
It
definitely.
was good. Not for long. Truth 10 times at Drake's honeymoon. Yeah, I could see that happening. So, AJ wins the title. But Ricochet's foot was underneath the rope. Was underneath the bottom rope and he was pinned. So, the decision was overruled by the ref, who came out and was like, no. And then they restarted the match after they came back from commercial break. And Ricochet ends up retaining. It was a good match. Good
Yeah,
match.
kind of, like
These
I said.
these two have really good chemistry in the ring.
I expected after the ref came out, I expected Ricochet to retain.
I did too. Now, after he retained, I was like, is the club going to turn, is the Good Brothers going to turn on AJ?
Last week I thought definitely that's the way, the direction we were headed.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, we find out this week that, no, that's not the direction they were headed.
Yeah. So, AJ ends up shaking Ricochet's hand and was like, good match, bub. Thanks for, wrestling me. And then they were, like, standing there. And I wasn't sure. There were a couple thoughts going through my head as to what was going to happen. I was like, well, either Ricochet is going to hit... I said that this could go a couple of different ways after they shook hands. And, I was like, Ricochet is either going to hit AJ upside the head, and the club is, that's not the club, it's the Good Brothers. They're going to help him and turn on AJ. The club is going to turn on AJ. The Good Brothers, jeez. The Good Brothers are going to turn on AJ. Or AJ was going to hit Ricochet upside the head. Number 3. Door number 3. That's your winning door. And it was right. The club is reformed.
Yes. So here's a question.
Why are you leaving me hanging, bro?
What if...
Too sweet.
What if this whole thing is set up to where Ricochet is the one that ends up being the leader?
Possibly. But I don't see that happening.
Just saying.
This is just like the hashtag beat up John Cena.
Yeah.
Totally 100%.
Yeah.
That's what it is. And I don't have a problem with it. I was like, cool. Club is back. That means that they resigned.
Yeah.
The Good Brothers resigned that denim vest. The Good Brothers, they resigned. This is good.
Again,
because that would have been a big loss for WWE. And I don't know. They probably would have gone, like, if not back to New Japan Pro
AEW.
than AEW. Because beat up Ricochet. I can't support that hashtag. I like Ricochet too much. He's really good in the ring. He's one of my favorites.
Too sweet.
Too
That's
sweet.
funny.
See? That's what this was. Too sweet.
Little NWO action there.
No, that's the Bullet Club.
Okay,
Okay,
but
well, it was NWO
sorry,
first.
that was NWO before
But
that.
it's too sweet because it's...
Actually, I think it was Wolfpack, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Wolfpack.
My
Jeez,
bad.
don't even know your information.
Sorry.
Sometimes I swear
I
I'm
have to
going to
get
beat
it
him
straight.
upside the head because...
They signed a 5-year deal.
he
It makes
doesn't
sense. I mean, you have to
make
keep him.
any
I think
sense
you have to
sometimes.
keep him because if not, I think they would have been big stars in AEW.
Or gone back to
Yeah, Turkish Mafia.
Or gone back to New Japan Pro,
Yeah.
which I could have...
I
seen
don't know. I
happen
think they would have went to AEW. Cause
I think it would have made
AEW
more
would've,
sense for them to
like,
stay here in the
swept them
States.
up and like used them.
Yeah. But I
Just-
think putting them with AJ is the best thing for them because they're going to become top heels in the division.
Yeah.
Like, they're going to be ones to go for the tag championships again. It's really funny because I was watching some of the stuff from, like, just a couple years ago, like 2015, 2016, something like that. 2016? I don't even know what year it was. Has AJ ever been heel before?
I don't know.
Someone in the chat answer that question. Because
We never really. We could probably go back and do some study, looking up some stuff.
maybe. Yeah, he has. I thought he was heel. But it's kind of hard to tell. Because sometimes they're heel, sometimes they're not.
Yeah.
It's hard. Finn is going to fight AJ for...
Versus
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Versus Cena. Yeah, he was heel.
Yeah.
I'm stupid. Sometimes.
You just didn't think back that far.
No, I didn't. I wasn't really thinking, so it's fine. Finn is going to fight AJ for control of the
Roman
club.
Reigns will be tomorrow. Sorry, drunk fingers.
That's fine. That's funny. You Finn fighting AJ for control of the club. That would be funny. At least it'd get Finn on TV.
Definitely.
You know. Yeah, no Roman Reigns tonight. That's a little odd. He's taking a break. We haven't seen him on TV, since last Monday.
I figure they're gonna do something big with him.
Probably. I mean, right now he's stuck in the stupid Shane
especially
saga.
with changes now that are being made.
Well, so who could you see him fighting next? Like a big opponent?
I don't know,
Anybody
because
got
it
any
depends on what
ideas?
they do. I mean, with
Let us know.
the thing is bringing up with some of the people they've brought up tonight and used.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I said. They need to use more people. That's the big thing.
Becky got a new DVD. Jeez, can't speak.
Did you get it, James?
Probably did. Let's
He
just
bought
assume.
50. He bought all the copies he could buy
He did.
and like made a mural out of it.
Shinsuke. I could see that happening. But right now it's looking like Finn is going to fight Nakamura for the
Yeah.
IC title. Probably at Extreme Rules, I would assume. Well, of course, this would be after Shane is done.
Yeah.
He's got to finish the Shane saga. So yeah, I could see that happening.
Roman Reigns.
Roman.
Who do you think will be his next big opponent?
Because I honestly, off the top of my head, I can't think of anybody.
Again, I think it depends on where these storylines go.
Yeah.
I mean, if they're going to start bringing up people and doing things
I
a little bit
100%
different.
think that he's going to be pushed for the championship before that move to yes, he said yes. He did buy 50 copies.
I knew you did.
And made a mural out of them.
His wall is covered with them now. Or is going to be covered with them.
Reigns goes
Reigns
after
goes
the
after
WWE. That's what I'm thinking. He has to.
I am
no
hoping.
matter who's the champion. I don't want them.
hoping-
I kind of don't want it because I don't want them to shove him down our throats again. I have a feeling they're going to. But I mean,
No,
maybe
I'm not drunk, Shane. I'm like swinging at a fly or something, little natty bug that's flying around us. I'm not seeing things.
Brock would make sense. Reigns turning heel. That'd be a change. That'd be very interesting. I felt like they couldn't turn him heel, especially after he came back from his leukemia and stuff. But I could very well see him turning heel.
Yeah, definitely.
It would make more sense now than it
Yes.
would a couple months ago.
Yes.
Because there were speculation that he would turn on the Shield, and that would be why they break up
Yeah.
at Fastlane, and that'd be why they wouldn't win. But
I don't know. There's so many ways I could go with this. I mean, again, it's
I
it's
think
going to
turning
depend
him
on
heel-
what they're going to
turning
do
him
with.
heel, I think, would be different, and something we haven't seen
Well,
necessarily
I think
before,
here's the one thing.
or in a long time.
I think,
And so I think it would be a good change for him.
we're gonna have to think way outside the box with Heyman and
Boy, this is why your stupid idea about
Bischoff
Maria and
running the show.
with your stupid idea about Maria and Seth. It's probably gonna come
Yes.
true now. It's probably gonna come true now.
I mean, and with the talent they have, the people they have, obviously they're trying to put, at least tonight, they put more people on than they have in the past.
Mm-hmm.
We saw more wrestling. The storylines, for the most part, I thought the promos were pretty short and quick,
Yeah.
and they had a point. There was a purpose to them.
No.
Shane is going to get destroyed at
No.
SummerSlam by The Miz.
No. And if he doesn't,
That's just what I think is going to happen.
I'm gonna have a problem with it.
Rikishi should come back. I think you said that the other day, didn't you, James?
I don't know. Probably.
I think James said
I feel like we've heard that before.
I'm pretty sure
I
he
think
said
we've
that
heard
the other day.
before. I don't know. No, that's funny. I was gonna say something about SummerSlam.
Yeah.
With so do you think? I have a question for you. Do you think that they're gonna put the championship back on Becky before SummerSlam? Because Lacey is not SummerSlam. She's not. No.
I think.
Yes. The answer is yes.
I don't know.
The answer is yes.
Oh, okay. Yes.
They are not. That makes absolutely no sense to me to put Lacey.
Well, think outside the box.
Okay, well, I'm not thinking outside the box here.
Like Paul Heyman thinks.
No, I'm not. And I don't think he would think to put Lacey in the spotlight because she's not very good. Sorry, people, I had to say it.
It's not about putting her in the spotlight.
I had to be the one to ruin that for you. She's not very good. Just had to say that. So my question would be, Charlotte tomorrow. Well, that's a good question too.
I don't
that
think
wasn't
so.
my question.
I don't think I don't expect Charlotte till after Extreme Rules.
Why?
And if you do, it'll just be a short segment.
Well, okay, my question. Next question would be, so this is going to kind of be a question. So I'm thinking ahead here. We're going to do some fantasy booking.
All right.
So, who wins at Extreme Rules? Alexa or Bailey? Does Bailey retain?
Asuka.
That was stupid.
What?
That was stupid. She's not even in the match.
Oh, my bad.
So,
Becky, you're not losing. Please stop.
I'm not saying anything about Becky losing.
James is never going to watch this again because I'm going to make him mad.
Nikki Cross is going to win on Sunday. Or on Sunday at Extreme Rules. I could see her being added to the match and winning.
I think Alexa wins. And they carry out the whole storyline with her.
And then they
Nikki
do
Cross.
Alexa versus Nikki at
And
SummerSlam.
as we get closer to SummerSlam,
She gets a title shot.
there's going to be like some friction, and then there's going to be a Nikki Cross. She's going to get the title shot.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know. Who did you see going into SummerSlam as a champion? Now, for Becky, Becky's going into SummerSlam as the champion. That just makes sense. It seems stupid to put the belt on Lacey and then, like, have her go into SummerSlam as a champion. You're not going to get a lot out of that, I guess, unless it was, like, Becky fighting for the championship and then winning it again. But that just seems kind of stupid because wouldn't you want to have Becky fight somebody else? I've been thinking Becky versus Shayna at SummerSlam, and I could very well see that happening now with other people in charge.
Possibly.
Or, I heard some rumors that Sasha possibly signed some contract.
Possibly.
Possibly. Jeez. Have you seen these rumors?
No.
Okay. Well, I saw some rumors that
You
Sasha...
look at Twitter more than I do.
I saw some rumors from a lot of different people. Said that Sasha possibly signed some contract or something. I don't know. If she comes back, she's getting a big title shot. And Lacey versus LeRae. I don't really want to see Lacey versus anybody. Lacey sucks. Yeah, she does. I don't really want to see Lacey against anybody.
You guys are just mad because she's going to be the next champion.
Shut up. Shut up. Jeez. Stop saying that. I just don't like Lacey. And so I don't really want to watch her at all. She's better than people think. I'm not saying she's terrible, but she's not good from what we've seen. recently. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that she's, like, horrible, but I don't love her. Nerves.
That's what I said.
Yeah, that's what
you
she
put
said.
her in a spot.
But that she shouldn't
and
be in.
Put her on the main
No, but you're
show.
putting her in a spot. We talk about this all the time. Shane, you're new here. You're new here. And we talk about this all the time. And this is a recurring argument that we have. So just buckle up. Okay, continue.
Did she look better against Natalya tonight?
Yeah, because
Okay.
it's not like...
Thank you.
Okay, whatever. NXT Lacey. Yeah, I mean, she was fine at NXT, and those are people that she could handle being in the ring with. Like, I've watched her NXT stuff, and, you know, she was good in the ring there, but now she's in the big leagues, and she's against people that are better than her, and she needs to step it up. And if she's not going to step it up, it's very obvious, and it's not good.
You're just mad because she's going after Becky.
Whatever.
If it would have been after anybody else, you wouldn't think anything of it.
No, I wouldn't, because she wouldn't be in a big feud, and she wouldn't be...
My point exactly.
Okay, but what I'm saying, she wouldn't be in a big feud, and she wouldn't be...
You wouldn't criticize everything.
No, I still would, because she's pretty horrible, like, terrible in the ring, from what we've seen recently.
We'll see.
Like, that match with Charlotte was unbearable to watch. Character work is fine. See, I know how to read. That says character wish, but he meant work. Character work is fine, but her in-ring work is... Yeah.
I think the big thing with her...
No
is,
chemistry
like I
with
said,
Charlotte. But the thing I had to say about that was, like, if you can't have a good match with Charlotte, then who can you have a good match with? Shut it. Elijah, stop. Maven's Nightmare, Lacey, Corbin, and Shane all win. Put her with the best female wrestler tonight and fine. Yeah, see, like, I mean, it was a good match. It was better than the first match they had. I 100% agree with that. That is true facts. It was better than the Charlotte match she had. This is where she should have been put in the first place. She shouldn't have been put in a huge feud with somebody where it was obvious that she wasn't super great. And that she should have been in the ring with people like Natalya and Naomi, because they are more in-ring veterans, so to speak. Not that, you know, Becky and Charlotte, they aren't, you know, great in the ring or anything like that, because they're excellent. But when they're your top stars, and you're featuring them prominently, and you're featuring Lacey prominently, and she's not very good compared to the other top stars, it's obvious. So, like, the thing that I had to say about it was, like, why couldn't we, like, you put her in a bad position. This isn't Lacey's fault. I say this all the time. This isn't Lacey's fault that she's put in the position that she is. It's creatives, and it's Vince's fault for thinking that she could be put in that position when she couldn't, or she shouldn't be right now. She should be working her way up the card and not starting off in main event status when she's not main event status.
Let me ask you this. Did she do her job?
What?
Did she do her job?
Getting me to talk about her? Yeah. She got her job because she got her job. She did her job with getting me to hate her. Yeah.
She did her job.
Yeah, I know.
And you still talk about it.
I know. But what I'm talking about is her in-ring skills.
James still talks about it.
I know.
She did her job.
I know she did her job. I'm not denying that she did her job. Corbin did his job. Because I hate Corbin.
That's what I'm saying.
Shane did his job. I hate Shane.
Yes.
I know.
They wanted you to hate those people.
I know.
They did their job.
I know.
Okay.
The issue I still have... She got that Corbin heat. The issue I still have with it is the fact that, like, she was... What did I do? The issue I have with it is, like, the fact that she shouldn't have been put in the main event status to begin with when she wasn't ready to be put there. Because her in-ring skills need work.
Okay, they do need work. But she did her
That's
job.
what I'm talking about.
She got you
here.
to hate her.
I'm not talking about whether I hate her or not, because of course I hate her.
You hated her before she got in the ring.
No, I didn't.
You did too.
No, I didn't.
Yeah,
Says who?
you knew what was going to happen. You knew where she was going. They were going with everything.
I was fine with her until she started messing with Becky. Now, after she's done with Becky, I'll be fine with her again. But when she goes after Becky once again, oh, well, we're going to have some issues here. The thing I'm saying right now, and that I'm talking about right now, I'm not talking about her character. I'm talking about her wrestling abilities. They are not like everybody else that is on the main roster because she wasn't given as much time to train.
Yeah, Triple H probably isn't too happy about the random call-ups. I mean, I wouldn't think that. I would think it'd be a little bit frustrating.
Hot take, no one kill me. Becky is extremely overrated. Can we block him?
Let me ask you this: What have I said about Becky?
They use her a lot.
They use her a lot, but what have I said?
They use her every week.
And I'm not saying that she's not decent and everything.
You think that Charlotte's better.
No,
That's what
she
you
is.
think.
Why did she become so big?
Well, she broke her face.
That's why she got big.
She broke her face.
And she continued doing her job.
She broke her face. Everybody is like, great talker, poor wrestler.
She had her face broke, and everyone went nuts over it because she continued to do her job. Blood running down her face, she kept going. That's
It's funny
why
listening.
she became big.
It's funny listening to, like, if you watched her 24 documentary, she's like, well, I did my stuff, and I was there in the moment, and, like, my backup adrenaline kicked in because I had no idea where I was. None whatsoever. I walked up the stairs, and I was like, bask in my glory. Here I am. I'm gonna beat you down, Rhonda. And then I walked in the back, and I was like, where am I? What's going on? Is it raining outside? Is the sky blue? I don't know what color the sky is. I don't know what's going on. And, like, you know, so I get it. That is when she got big. But the thing that has kept her big is the fact that she is, like, relatable to people. And that she is not this big, like, huge person.
No,
like,
she's not. And
you know what I mean? She doesn't have that type of character like Lacey. She doesn't have that type of character like Charlotte, like anybody else on the roster.
Yeah.
She is more relatable.
Yeah.
She's like, I came from nothing, and, you know, I'm here now. I worked my way up the ladder. I wasn't handed everything. I was done. I did this, that, and the other thing. You know, it's like,
Nobody's
no one is
ready for
Becky, you peasants.
Too bad she's going to lose the title.
Shut up. Shut up. I really wish you'd stop saying that.
Just
Stop saying that. But that's the thing that's, like, kept her over, is the fact that people...
She broke her face.
Okay, she broke her face.
Yeah.
That's what started it. Yeah. Nobody looks at it now and is like, oh, I
Well-
love Becky because she broke
Well, to be
her
honest,
face.
what's kept her over now?
Her personality?
No, the fact that she's kept wrestling Lacey.
What?
The fact that she's kept wrestling Lacey.
What? Repeat the statement you just said. What was your statement before you said that?
What's kept her big now?
It has nothing to do with Lacey.
Oh, it doesn't?
No.
So you're telling me if she was in there with someone else, that they wouldn't be pushing someone else?
They would 100%.
And nobody else would, like if they put her in with Becky or with Bailey all the time,
Who?
that there wouldn't be
Who
kind of a
put,
split
wait,
in
wait,
the crowd.
wait. Who put what where?
If instead of having Becky with Lacey this whole time, would it be different if they stuck Bailey in there and said, okay, we're going to have Bailey against Becky for like the next 3 months,
People
6
would have been
months?
behind Becky. Just as,
There would be people behind Bailey, there'd be people behind Becky.
That's debatable.
Right now, everybody is probably 90% of the people are against, are totally against Lacey.
Yeah, and the
Which
same
helps keep Becky
thing,
over.
The same thing would happen if you brought Shayna up and put her against Becky. Same thing was happening when you put her up against Ronda. Nobody cared.
Ronda wasn't the same thing. Ronda was another one that you could put her against because people are starting to hate her.
Yeah, because they overused her. They put her in her face, shoved her down our throats.
But that's the point. That's what I'm saying. So if you have that,
You're confusing.
if you put her in against Bayley, it's going to be a 50-50 split.
I don't know about that.
It's going to be a lot more. There's going to be a lot more people cheering for Bayley than there are for Lacey. Right now, everybody cheers against Lacey. Everybody was against Ronda.
Mm-hmm.
So, right now the thing that's kept Becky in the spotlight is the fact that they've put her in against people that they knew everybody would hate. Which makes it easier to stay on top.
Mm-hmm.
And how much have they used the women's division, really?
Not much.
Not much. So they haven't pushed anybody else.
Yeah.
Nobody else has been pushed.
No, that's the issue here. They haven't pushed anybody else, and people are getting tired of seeing Lacey over and over again.
But it's not just about Lacey. It's about Becky, too. If you have nobody else stepping up and being in the spotlight...
I understand that, but they're not putting anybody else in the spotlight. So that's part of the issue.
Yeah, definitely.
People are getting tired of seeing Lacey versus Becky over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Because it's the same thing.
I agree, Shane. The thing I've said is mic skills. I think mic skills, sometimes if you're better on mic skills, as long as you're a decent wrestler, you can get over with everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Kids and moms love Bayley. That's what I'm saying is so if you had put Bayley in this feud with Becky over this time, I think you would have a split. I think it would be split down. It wouldn't just be everybody's out for Becky because she's facing Lacey. I think you would have a lot of people going, okay, Bayley deserves her push. Let's get this done.
Okay. Another question I have here. Why are people not... Okay, how am I going to word this? Because I had it figured out in my head and now it's gone.
Yeah. So where's your thought going with this?
I don't know. It was good. Something about Becky and Lacey. Obviously, because that's what we're talking about.
Again, we're talking about, why Becky right now is so over and everything else. Becky's over because of who they've put her against.
Mm-hmm.
That's why she's over. Am I wrong?
I'm trying to think of...
Am I wrong?
No.
Anybody? Am I wrong with this? She's over because of who they've put her against.
It's all about Becky. Yeah. Got that right.
I know what James is going to say. If they had put her, like I said, if they'd put her against some other people, I don't think she would be over.
Wait, what was your question again? I'm sorry.
If they had put her, if she wasn't against Lacey all the time,
No, I got
this wasn't about Lacey the entire time.
I got this. What was the question?
Okay, and it wasn't against Ronda Rousey.
Question was. What was the question? You don't have to explain it.
She is over big right now because of who they've put her against.
Yeah, I got it.
If they put her in against Bayley,
I got it.
She's not going to be as over.
I know what you're saying. I get it. Crowd would be split 50-50.
Yes, definitely. I haven't forgot it.
Whatever. Shut up. You forget everything. I'm a walking, talking wrestling dictionary.
You are, but I knew why Becky got pushed. The reason, and I said that when she broke her nose, she got a big push there.
She did.
And so I think that...
What has carried her ever since then? Not just
the
in the
fact
last...
that she's been fighting Lacey and
Ronda
Rousey.
Not just in the last 6 months.
Okay, James. Question. If she was put in a feud with Bayley, would you have as strong of feelings towards Bayley as you do towards Lacey and Ronda Rousey?
I really wish I could remember where I was going with this thought. Because it was something about Becky and Lacey and the crowd and chanting.
Or Sasha. Even Sasha. If she was in against Sasha.
Oh, 100% people would be mixed 50-50 on a Sasha
would there
match.
That's what I'm saying.
I think a lot of people would be pro Becky.
I'm not
In
saying
this
there would be people pro Becky.
Okay, so if Sasha was to come back and they were to fight at SummerSlam, of course everybody would be happy to see Sasha back.
Yes.
But they kind of have a feeling going into it that they're going to put the belt back on Sasha. Or that they're going to put the belt on Sasha because she's coming back. Right?
Well, I don't know what they'll do.
I don't either, but that's most likely what would happen.
Okay.
So, because they know that's going to happen, are they going to be more, like, excited to cheer for Sasha? Or what?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, but here's the point I'm making, okay? She's over because of who they've had her against. She's gotten over so big because of who they've had her against. That is why.
That is one of my least favorite promos of no comment. This is one of my least. That was one of my least favorite promos of life. Like, to watch it back now, she was like, have you seen the promo? Probably not. It was when they were in PCB, Paige, Charlotte, Becky, and they were a trio when they first were brought up, and they were like, well, Charlotte's out here making moves. I'm here, former this, that, and the other thing. And what is Becky? What is Becky? Becky is nothing. Becky has literally done nothing for this group. What is her purpose? There is no purpose.
Okay.
That's essentially what that promo was.
Well, and like I said, she got in the right spot at the right time.
She did. Nia Jax's fist.
And
Becky's face. They just kind of went.
She has had the right opponents to this point.
Yeah.
Now we'll see where it goes. If Sasha comes back, what's going to happen?
You know, I really hate for them to... I would really hate for them to do that, to just hand Sasha the title.
I don't know that they'll hand her the title, but you're gonna see a split. There's not gonna be this big push
I'm
from
not denying.
people to,
I'm not denying
to
that
have
there
Becky.
would be a split.
I think that
what I'm saying is, I would hate to see them.
So
just,
now we'll go back to what I
because
originally said.
It would again go back to the fact that we don't want to lose you. So we're
let me go back to what I originally said. Lacey has pushed and helped Becky out more.
Ooh, Sasha versus Bayley.
Than
I don't know who I'd be behind in that match. I will never cheer against Becky. Yeah, you and me both, James.
Lacey has helped out Becky more than anyone else could have.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
I mean, there's no you guessed it right. I mean, she's helped her out more. Her and Ronda Rousey both.
Yeah.
Have helped her out more than anybody will ever know.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it makes sense.
All right, with that,
I wish I could remember what I was going to say.
You can think about it, write it down, and we'll be back tomorrow.
Okay, whatever. It was something about the crowd and, like, they...
You'll think about it, write it down.
No, I really won't. I'll remember what it is as soon as we're done here.
Yes, then type it on your phone and then bring it back tomorrow. We will be back tomorrow after SmackDown. We will have our SmackDown recap. A reminder, we're on every Monday after Raw, every Tuesday after SmackDown, every Wednesday after NXT, after every pay-per-view, as well as having prediction shows with pay-per-views. If you have not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Hit the little bell button so you know that when we go live. Tell all your friends about us so we can, maybe get a few more people into our room to have discussions. Shane, James, Anthony, Export, Elijah, all thanks for stopping by tonight. Did I miss anybody?
I don't think so.
All right.
We'll be back tomorrow.
We'll be back tomorrow
After
with
SmackDown.
that. Peace out.